well. 11:38, right? A ballet school in London is hoping to make dance more accessible for young Muslim girls. The Grace and Poise Academy in London is the first of its kind in the country, offering specially adapted classes in line with Islamic teachings. Now, pupils move to poetry instead of music, and the classes are all female. Our reporter Shabnam Mahmood's been speaking to some of the girls who moved to poems.
Feathers float, light as they fall, silky and soft.
It's really nice to dance to poetry. My favourite dance move is the diamond because it's easy. What I like about ballet is being with my friends and getting to have loads of fun with them and learning how to be posh.
And delicately, drifting so gracefully, they wisp and fly, faint in the sky.
I think all girls should be able to go to ballet because you can go if you want to. It doesn't matter if it's ballet and you're Muslim, you can still go.
Soft, tickling all, fine and delicately, drifting so gracefully.
When I'm older, I want to still do ballet so I can become a professional one and I can be a teacher to do ballet.
And fly, faint in the sky as they weightlessly sigh.
Lovely words there. Those poems are written by Macy Byers, who is the owner of the Grace and Poise Academy, and its copyright belongs to Grace and Poise Limited. Maisie, who set up the Academy, joins me now, along with Abida, whose daughter also attends the classes. Good morning. Hello.
Hello. Thank you so much for having us.
No, it's a pleasure to have you on. First of all, Maisie, why did you decide to set up this specific school? It caters for Muslim girls solely.
I trained in ballet from a very young age and gained a degree in ballet education specifically. And after working extensively in teaching and choreography, I set up this academy because I actually converted to Islam myself and found that I wanted to sort of be able to allow many Muslims to be able to participate in ballet and make that more accessible to the community.
And what's been the reaction so far to that?
A very positive reaction. We've had many people, when they understand the way that we work and the sort of benefits that come with the way that we work, they are very passionate about what we do. So it's been a very positive, supportive atmosphere so far.
And that's interesting, isn't it? Because one of the things we picked up when we just heard a little bit of that report from Shabnam is that you teach the syllabus without music and you use poems instead. Just to explain some of the thinking behind that.
Yeah, so I mean, contemporary dance and some other dance forms have sometimes use spoken word, and that's something that is explored artistically within the dance world. It's not something that's been sort of traditionally used with ballet. So we are unique in that we have a poetry syllabus, ballet poetry syllabus, rather than sort of a syllabus that is accompanied by music. And that works in the way that we use certain imagery or themes or stories to be able to communicate emotions and sort of engage in narrative with the physical movement of ballet, but also the storytelling aspect of poetry. So it sort of comes together harmoniously to be a really expressive way of working.
But have some people said that by using poetry you might move away from the classical style of ballet?
I haven't heard that specifically, but I can imagine that because ballet's been sort of classically done in a certain way for so long that people may question that. I mean, for me, I think that all dance forms or art forms, they're always evolving and progressing. And the ballet world today is very progressive in terms of its use of style or its way of working to sort of explore it on a deeper level. And for us, it's a beautiful way of working that I particularly enjoy choreographically. And I think also has a lot of child developmental benefits in terms of emotional well-being and development, engaging with that sort of expressiveness of telling a story, but also engaging in literature. And it's really beautiful to work with spoken word poetry to help children develop cognitively as well. So for me, it's about using ballet and kind of reforming different ways of working to kind of develop the art form.
And let me bring Abida in here as well. Abida, your daughter goes to the school. Did she want to try ballet because she saw it on TV or she heard about it somewhere? Or was it something that you wanted her to have a go at?
Yeah, no, the interest came completely from her. She's just always been a little dancer, and she just loved ballet. So once I heard about this school from one of the parents at Khadija School, I thought, okay, let me give it a try, and whatever. And it's just, the benefits have just been like amazing. I can't explain, like,
What
in
have they
terms
been?
of her. So like her confidence. So I remember going to like parents' evenings and things, and always being told that she's not confident enough, and she's not speaking up in class, and even with making friends. But since the ballet classes, she's just grown as a person. And I don't know if it's because of that kind of added social kind of interaction with other children from different areas and things, meeting them in class. And it's really just brought something out. And I think a lot of that is credit to Miss Maisie as well, because she's really gives every child that individual attention and just brings them out of their shell. And I think that's really happened with Khadija.
And was it specifically important for you to find a school which would be more in line with Islamic teachings as well?
I mean, not specifically, but obviously being Muslim, it just made sense.
Yeah. Because let me bring Macy in here as well. Some people might say, well, hang on, why shouldn't the children go to an ordinary ballet class or a school? But you guys, have a specifically adapted program for this purpose.
Yes, because many Muslims may feel that ballet is inaccessible due to having sort of the modesty aspects, or there are some people that don't listen to music as well. So fortunately for people that don't listen to music, then that's fine. We don't actually use it in our classes. But for those that do, they really love the artistic approach of using poetry. And obviously we cater for modesty and kind of allow that space to develop the positive identity formation of Muslim children. At the same time of having that sort of Islamic ethos in the school, we are naturally open to anyone. So we have had many non-Muslim children that like the approach and like working with poetry, and the parents respect our values, and they're more than welcome in our classes. So it's about creating opportunities and creating spaces for individuals to thrive and have that accessibility.
And it's been adapted in a way where, in terms of what clothes the girls wear, and in terms of the type of poetry as well. It's just explain how else you've adapted the teaching, so to speak.
Well, other than having poetry rather than music, we do sort of respect the modesty of the community by having girls only classes past a certain age. We do allow boys when they're younger, and as the girls get older, we do have girls only spaces, and this just allows girls to be able to feel more comfortable. They can take off hijab, or they can not have to be as conscious of that. I mean, even I know many non-Muslims that really appreciate having a female only space sometimes, just to feel at ease and feel comfortable. So it's all about the individual needs and catering for those opportunities. But the girls also wear skirted leotards, but other than that, there isn't too much that we're doing differently with that regard. It's more that the school has an Islamic ethos, so we're promoting positive values. But those values very similarly would be, I imagine, universally acknowledged of child character development, making sure children are polite and kind and respectful. So that's something that everybody would probably be promoting anyway within any education systems.
Yeah, and a question for both of you, but I'll start with Abida's reaction first of all. It's important to have, I suppose, an environment for young Muslim girls to feel as though they can build their confidence and venture into different types of activities and sports as well for their own development. I know there's another initiative called Muslim Girls Fence as well, which is another project aimed at making extracurricular activities more inclusive as well. And Abida, classes like this and the one I just mentioned, it's essential for young girls to then be able to understand and experience new things and new activities, which maybe in the past they thought, well, actually, I might not. It might not be accessible for me, but now these sort of different activities are opening up.
I think definitely something that I think is something that's personal to you. Like for me personally, I wouldn't ever want Khadija to feel limited in what she can do and not do, obviously within the limits of our faith. But I think it's just down to individuals and what's been offered to them and what they've taken.
But what I mean is it's great to have, I suppose, initiatives where young children can explore lots of different activities, which, they might not see something on TV or someone within ballet who looks like them, but they get the
Things like
opportunity
that
to experience that.
representation. Yeah.
Yeah, amazing. I'll just get you to pick up on that point as well.
Yeah, I mean, the lovely aspect with us is that a lot of people have wondered, how does this progress for our community? And fortunately, because of my background of training, the hope is for the company to be able to offer this long term for this community, so that girls can actually have career prospects within it. So if girls would like to train as ballet teachers one day and sort of follow in my footsteps, that's something that we are paving the way for. And this doesn't mean that we're compromising our Islamic values, but it means that we are sort of paving the way for there to be that accessibility and inclusion in the arts, and sort of promote that. So for us, it's all about not compromising Islamically, but opening doors that previously weren't opened.
And just talk to me about how you write some of the poetry as well. Is poetry something you've been writing for a long time yourself, and something which is close to your heart?
Well, interestingly, no. I mean, I always loved English literature, and I didn't sort of realise initially that was a passion I'd sort of always had, but not kind of explored on a deeper level. And when I started working sort of with the company, thinking, how am I going to set this up and go about things, I realised that a lot of my choreography work previously had always used poetry as part of my creative process. And I'd then worked with music, so I hadn't really thought about it before. And then it kind of was a bit of a light bulb moment with something so in front of you and you hadn't really seen that it was there. And I started working with poetry more choreographically, and realised that it really sort of explains a story on a deeper level, and children, memorise the content of the work much quicker because they have a rhyme or some sort of story to help them engage with the learning. So, for example, the way that I sort of choreograph the movements would depend upon, that relationship of poetry and movement. So if we need to train a certain position, I'll think, right, what's good imagery for that? What story would help support the learning to achieve that goal? And then that's how I write the poems to support it. Originally, I actually didn't plan on writing the poetry myself, but I realised choreographically that I know how it should feel in the body, and therefore it was very clear to me what was needed poetically. But if somebody had sort of written the poetry and not had that understanding of movement, it may have felt that there was a little bit of space between that relationship, whereas it's been quite harmonious being all sort of together in that creative process for me.
And then moving forward, is this something you think you can incorporate into the other ballet you teach? And for example, the Royal Dance Academy, is it something that they could, I suppose, bring into a different type of syllabus? Because it could be quite groundbreaking going forward.
Well, we have our own syllabus, so we run our own exams internally as many other organisations. So there are many international organisations like the Royal Academy of Dance or ISTD, and they have their own examining bodies. We are, as Grace and Poise Ltd, our own examining body. So we're kind of mirroring that model, but within our own way of working. So we have a progressive system where girls take part in ballet exams, and then they have accredited examinations as they grow up, and a plan to run our own degree programme to train our own teachers. So we're kind of modelling that ourselves. So I don't feel that there's a need for us to explore it with another company as such. It's something that we are already doing and progressing, and hopefully hoping to expand across the country and internationally as well.
Abida, just wanted to get your thoughts on your daughter and some of her friends. Have they started taking an interest in what she's doing and what she's learning as well?
Yeah, so she's actually she promotes it herself, so she's actually got quite a few friends to join the class with her.
Oh, that's cool.
Which is really nice. Yeah, so it's always they look forward to the classes.
But it's lovely, isn't it? Because it's something that she could even potentially pursue as a career in the future, and follow in the footsteps of Maisie as well.
Definitely, yeah, because I think Maisie's definitely a role model for all the girls. So, as long as they've got that talent.
Yeah,
hopefully.
Absolutely. Yeah, and Maisie, what sort of accredited ballet exams are out there? So then Abida's daughter, for example, could then potentially pursue and then become a teacher or an instructor herself in the future.
Well, most ballet organisations, when they want accreditation, look at UCAS points for the higher levels of their training, so girls within their teenage years. As our school is growing, we'll be working towards that goal as well. So we're planning to gain that sort of accreditation so we can be enabling students, if they want to go off into medicine, that actually what they've studied with us will support that application and give them a holistic CV, as it were. So when they are applying for things, that people can see, okay, we can see beyond your your scores for A level or your GCSE results, and we can see as a person all the other skill sets that you've got that are transferable. So for us, although 99% of the time the children may do this as an extracurricular activity for long life and well-being and have ballet to support them in other areas of life, the small population that may want to train, that will be something that hopefully we run in-house as a degree program as well. So hopefully it's like, sort of transferable skills for life. That's the goal. So it's beyond ballet.
Absolutely. Thank you ever so much. It's been lovely speaking to both of you, and I wish you all the best, actually, with the development of everything there as well. Macy Byers there, the owner of Grace and Poise Academy, as well as Abida there, whose daughter attends some of the classes there. We've got a video up, no doubt, on our social page as well. Search for Asian Network, BBC Asian Network, across all your social platforms. And our reporter, Shabnam Mahmood, she's been speaking to some of the girls who moved to poems in that report as well. Plenty more to come on the